What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy2014 review. And today we are taking a look at McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Commando Spawn. And this was one of many Spawn figures I bought off of Amazon for, what was it, $19, $20, something like that. Somewhere around there. But it's been a while since I had this in storage because this is one of the many... because before reviewing and filming the reviews that I did on the week I did it, I had to dig through every single action figure I left left still in their boxes and in storage totes in this exact storage unit, because I had like a bunch of figures I bought during my hiatus following what happened with Austin. So I thought, all right, let's try to catch up, because I was picking out for the week of in the weeks leading up to Halloween. I needed to put out something spooky, something gothic, something monstrous, to fit the vibe of the spooky season. Commando Spawn and a few other Spawn figures I'll go over in the next couple weeks. I'll review those later. But right now, let's take a look at Commando Spawn. Now, before I talk about the figure, I need to talk about my history with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has been around for a really long time, over 30 years, and it's been a fighting game franchise I've never played up until I got Mortal Kombat 11 on my PlayStation 4 and my Xbox One and Xbox Series systems. And Mortal Kombat 11 I also got on my PC right now via PC Game Pass. Mortal Kombat is had an up and down road, even though I've never played a Mortal Kombat game prior to this point with Mortal Kombat 11, even Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat had always been there, and I already know several of the characters like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Sonya, Johnny Cage, Raiden, the works. And I know those characters, because even though I've never played an MK game prior to MK11, like I said, right now at the moment as of this recording, I'm currently playing Mortal Kombat 11, but on Xbox. And I will soon upload some gameplay videos for Mortal Kombat 11 on my YouTube channel if Warner Brothers Interactive, and Warner Brothers in general, doesn't get crazy with copyright and content ID on my channel. Then we should be good, unless I have to take out any background music that's in the game out. So when I upload the videos, I hope I don't get any content ID issues with Warner Brothers, because WB loves the copyright claim people's videos about anything they own. So, and then my personal history with Spawn. My first exposure with Spawn was, of course, the 1997 Spawn movie, and I remember watching that as a kid, and I thought it was pretty good. But despite the fact, the movie, well, what do you expect? It was, Spawn came out in the 90s, so, for them to do a movie so suddenly in 97, when you had a string of bad movies in 1997, Batman and Robin. But, again, Spawn had a rocky history with, having a movie, and we're still waiting for that movie reboot of Spawn. Spawn also had a TV show on HBO in the late 90s. Never watched it. My brother did, though, through streaming a few years ago when he was still alive. And again, Spawn had always been one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite Todd McFarlane characters. And, speaking of, because why you think I have a McFarlane Toys Spawn thing? Because Spawn is Todd McFarlane's magnum opus, damn it. And he's just so fucking cool, man. And one of the most badass anti-superhero type characters we would ever have in our pop culture. And I've always been a fan of Spawn, but I do remember, again, watching the 90s movie of Spawn, and I know about the cartoon show he had on HBO that didn't last long. And he did have a few video games, but I never played a Spawn video game, unfortunately. And I do recall Spawn on Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox OG version. And I remember every time I pop in because I still have my copy of Soul Calibur 2 on the original Xbox that has Spawn, and I would play Spawn on the Xbox port of Soul Calibur 2. Unfortunately, if you want to play Soul Calibur 2, you're just going to have to play the OG Xbox version because Soul Calibur 2 HD is sadly unavailable on Microsoft Store and even the PlayStation Store too. But although Spawn wasn't on the PlayStation version, he was on the Xbox version. I'm kidding, of course. But, so Spawn had always been around. I never forgot about the character. It's just, you know, he had, you know, plenty of appearances outside of his usual comic book run and also action figures and stuff because he is Todd McFarlane's baby and all. So, you know, it would have been great for Spawn's standalone toy line by McFarlane. What about a Necrid figure? I mean, is McFarlane not going to do Necrid? I mean, I do have some gaming action figures here like Commando Spawn from MK11. So, and if we ever do get a McFarlane Toys Spawn figure inspired by his appearance in Soul Calibur 2, or like put Spawn and Necrid from Soul Calibur 2 in a 2-pack, you know, we can get some, come on McFarlane, we gotta get that going. That sort of thing. And now we fast forward to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat! Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, Spawn with the, because speaking of, anytime I play MK11, I play Spawn against like the Terminator, Spawn against Rambo, Spawn against Raiden, Spawn against Shao Kahn, Spawn against Sonya Blade, Spawn against RoboCop, the works. So here's the front of the package of Commando Spawn for Mortal Kombat 11. And, you know, since this figure, unlike most of McFarlane's toy boxes, this is a very streamlined box, which I do appreciate, because a lot of McFarlane's toy boxes are too freaking big to have stocked up in my storage. So with a streamlined box like this is no problem. So here's the Mortal Kombat 11 logo, McFarlane Toys' logo on the top of the box. MK11, you know, abbreviated, and then Scorpions is render. Now, usually you would expect Spawn's game render on the back. Instead, you get Scorpions as render. Get over here! Well, again, I don't have Scorpion. Sorry, Scorpion, until I ever get your figure. With that being said, let's take a look at Commando Spawn. And yeah, let's go to Malabogia with Spawn while we're at it. Oh, right. Oh, no. Damn. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect Spawn to fall out. So like I was saying, so now that we got Commando Spawn out of the package, or just Spawn, because I don't know why they put Commando to the name. Because he got these flame guns, which we'll go over in a little bit. But speaking of, we need to take a look at the accessories he came with. So you got a base stand featuring the Mortal Kombat logo. So nothing, like no copyrights or any other patent text or anything on the bottom. So this is just like those DC Multiverse figures that I got, so from McFarlane himself. Whenever I do get future Mortal Kombat figures, this is the base stand that comes with the logo of the franchise. Okay, then we talk about the flame swords that he came with, because this is the type of stuff he would use whenever I pull off one of them finisher moves on an opponent on the game. He would take those flame swords and shoot rapidly to the opponents, and then all these blood squibs come out. So yeah, that's cool. And this is really badass and awesome how the lighting of the camera is picking up on these flame guns and all this translucence, and how it feels so real with these the green flame swords coming out, resembling, you know, the hell, you know, the green flames of hell that come from Spawn, because Spawn also has green blood, green eyes, and all of that in him. Now we need to talk about Commando Spawn himself and Spawn in general. So since Spawn came all up and ready Commando style to take down anybody from the Mortal Kombat universe, something that McFarlane had envisioned if Spawn is going to appear in a Mortal Kombat game prior to, in the development stages of Mortal Kombat 11 when the game was just being made. Spawn needs to come out like a badass with this Commando ready to, with all these straps of ammunition and everything ready, grenades, you got some grenades sculpted into one of the straps to that. I also noticed that if you touch any of Spawn's spikes, those spikes will poke you like you would poke a spike in real life, so be careful on that, because this is a very brutal adults only action figure, so because with them hard spikes on him, so you gotta watch out for that. But I just really like Spawn's design, and again, Spawn has always been one of my favorite, comic book characters, one of my favorite you know, anti-hero characters ever, like I said in the beginning of the video, but man, he just looks battle fucking ready, and I'm saying that literally. But like, man, just look at him. He came straight from out of the game too, with the exact color scheme he came with. And you know, most versions of Spawn hit the cape, and you know, his cape would be fully red, but they decided to go with a more burgundy, dark crimson shade for it. But that's pretty cool too, because that's how he also looked in the game. Black and white has always been those color scheme for Spawn, because Spawn is always in black and white, and some shades of red, because, you know, gotta make sure Spawn looks really badass and cool with the colors. And his eyes green as usual, so you take a look at Spawn with that, you know, face covering, because even in 2025, still got COVID, we still got the big V going on, so it makes sense to have Spawn covered up with a face covering, face mask. And time we take a look at some articulation points and see how he plays. Well, due to the collar of his cape being so long and tall, you're not going to turn his head around all that much. I don't think you, well, I guess you can. You can't take the face covering off his face. It stays on. It's been sculpted onto the figure, so you're not going to take that face covering off. Keep it exactly how he looked like. Okay, now I also noticed that even when I took him out of the box, his arm is getting a little loose. What is up with that feature, McFarlane? God damn it. Let's see about no butterfly joints. Yeah, you have some butterfly joints. You can spread the arms out, so you can spread them arms out. Okay, what about abdomen crunch? Is there any? Okay, abdomen crunch is really good on this figure. You can even turn the abdomen and the waistline around too, so some fatalities may be necessary though. Okay, making a reference to you know, the Mortal Kombat with the fatalities and brutalities and stuff like that. Okay, as for elbow crunch, well, I gotta be careful because the spikes on his armor and stuff is just poking me in the fingers. So here's the elbow. Okay, here's the elbow crunch on this arm for Spawn, and then elbow crunch on this arm. So he has some good, you know, elbow crunching movement. Spread them legs. So yeah, his legs can spread very well too. Turn all different directions. Man, this is one of those many Spawn figures that can make great stop motion. Then let's do knee crunch. Also gotta be careful about the spikes on the legs too. So you gotta think about them spikes. Then we gotta do knee crunch. Okay, so knee crunch is good on Spawn on the left leg, and then let's see. Oh yeah, just shit. Damn, why you got so many spikes, Spawn? Damn. To do a knee crunch on the right leg. So again, okay. So then you got that as well. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do any ankle pivots. I guess you can, but due to this being in the lower leg way, you're not going to be able to see the foot very well. But you can move the foot if you can feel it. Toe flip. So you got that. But you have lots of visibility of this foot on the left leg, ankle pivot and toe flip on that too. So, and then we need to take a look at Spawn with his flame guns, because these are the only accessories he came with, just like in the game. So we just gotta put them flame guns in hand to represent how he would look when you pull off a finisher shooting up a bunch of people in Mortal Kombat 11. And oh no, this is not the only Spawn ready for battle. I even have Call of Duty Spawn when I get around that later in the review series, this month or next month, either way. Now we got Commando Spawn ready for battle, ready to take down anybody in the Mortal Kombat universe and Outworld and everybody in that realm of Mortal Kombat. Then we gotta put the display stand, put the figure on the display stand, see how he looks. But I think he's probably gonna have some difficulty on this because, or this is just me doing something difficult right now. Now we have Spawn on that display stand. I don't know why I had problems earlier. This is a really great Spawn figure because, Spawn has always been, like I said, one of my favorite characters. 2 thumbs up. One of my favorite figures of the year, even though MK11 has been out for a few years now, but it's great that I have the figure in 2025. I mean, even though the figures and the game came out in 2019, 2020, so it's great that I got something related to this game 6 to 7 years late. So that's it for my review on Commando Spawn from Mortal Kombat 11. I will, however, if this video does do well, I will continue doing more Mortal Kombat figure reviews, if you're interested. And I will start uploading and hosting Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay videos also in the future on the channel, despite it being a Power Rangers channel. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I will see you guys next time.